Well, hey, today we're going to take a look into the straight white man's guide to the 21st century. Let's go. So I was on Facebook the other day and I saw this link to a Buzzfeed article, and the poster had said something along the lines of, read this and take fucking note. So with such a polite request, I did. I clicked on the link and I was presented with this. For the modern gent, the 21st century can be an absolute ruddy minefield. A chameleonic landscape of rights, wrongs, and rules where the unknowing and unwilling are met with gleeful admonishment and public shame. A minefield, I say, but fear not. If the old chestnut "don't be a dick" doesn't quite cover all the bases for you, here's a handy guide to getting along with your fellow humans and not being a dick. Well, obviously not wanting to be a dick, and knowing that my catnip stash is rapidly running out, I figured have to read on. The decorum here is simple. A gentleman never explains. If someone asks you to explain, ask them if they are sure, and then proceed both with caution and brevity. Nobody likes a bore. If you can't sum it up in a sentence or two, politely decline and ask them instead to download a Google. After all, a gentleman never explains. Except in situations and circumstances where he must. You'll know when you must because someone will be demanding it. So, if you're a white male, never explain. Even if you find yourself in a situation where common sense demands an explanation, don't do it. Just don't. It's bad. Bad, white man. Bad. Cursing is cocking brilliant, so don't let any fuck-faced shit jizzle tell you otherwise. Do try and restrain your F's and S's in front of kids, though. Their otherwise smeg-encrusted vocabularies are replete with ever greater and cuntier swear words than you can muster. The tiny twat-hatted arse badgers. You'll only look foolish. Yes, because there are no white male children. And if you happen to stub your toe and let one slip, go directly to jail and do not pass go. You fail. I can't be bothered reading this one out in that fucking accent. But, yeah, dick pics. Like, has anyone actually ever sent one to someone who hasn't asked? Is that even a thing? I don't think I know anyone who's ever done that. But beside the point, it's obviously a thing if it's on the guide to the fucking white male in the 21st century. If it does happen to you, if you get a dick pic that you haven't requested, well, delete it and block them. Yeah, that's it. Just delete and block. Simple. Problem solved. Go. Next. There is much to recommend in finding a reasonably priced tailor for all your sartorial needs, but ultimately, and perhaps unfortunately, no matter how much good advice you're offered on fashioning yourself in the current trends, it is no one's opinion but your own that counts, be it socks with sandals, cargo shorts in winter, or otherwise. When it comes to matters of personal style, you, sir, do you, sir. I can't help but feel that this step in the guide is a massive kind of oxymoron, or at least a slight on those that don't follow fashion. You're alright to dress yourself, but, go and get a tailor-made suit, because people dig that more. Why they felt the need to include this on such a thorough and excellent guide, I'm not entirely sure. Dress yourself, these people actually care what you're wearing and deem it worthwhile to let you know this. I think that's enough said. Another piece too long for my patience toward my crap accent. So, what this is saying is that you should be seen and not heard. As a white guy, shut your face. Unless you're curious like a child, you've got no right to talk. No one wants to hear it, your opinion's probably shite anyway. Nothing should find the modern gent so tumescent as receiving active consent. Don't rape. A resounding yes, or even, Heaven allowing, a please from an interested party should swell the gland in question like a righteous zeppelin, traversing the clear skies of foreplay before engaging in complex, consensual docking maneuvers.
Don't rape.
The modern Zeppelin pilot should act with grace and charm and in no way comment on the maintenance of any field in which they are permitted to anchor themselves. Criticizing the length or lack of grass is unsporting conduct indeed.
I don't think most guys are prepared to find a lollipop in a haystack with their face. Is it worth mentioning? Probably not. But if I'm expected to go down on it, I'm probably going to say something.
And remember, consent to one activity is not consent to all subsequent activities. Seek permission each time. Good communication is a great pilot's best asset, thighs notwithstanding. A thank you goes a long way, manners make the man after all. And yes, stopping to ask permission and engage the safety protocol slows things down a little, it's true, but slow and steady wins the race. Best not to rush these things, what?
Permission to kiss, permission to touch, permission to fondle, permission to strip off, permission for every single bit. Is that what we're suggesting here? No thanks. Yes, there are situations where it's probably best to ask if you can move on, but then what if you're like up against a wall somewhere after months of this sexual tension? You know what I'm talking about. In that situation you have to ask as well? No. In other situations, yes. In this situation, no. Boggles my fucking mind. You can't just paint every situation with the same brush.
And while we're here, being adversarial is not an option, it's the opposite of one. Taking a position for opposite's sake is the fastest way to out yourself as tiresome and a bore. Devil's Advocate is a motion picture starring Keanu Reeves. Best to leave it that way. So don't tweet, don't leave that comment, don't start a sentence with but, or well actually. Don't say the obvious joke, don't try to score points.
So no having any conversational fun. Don't question anything, only speak if you want to agree. No debates, because apparently that's no fun, and no dissenting opinions, please. No, won't have it.
Now chaps, I know you love the hip-hop.
Alright. Now I'm getting frustrated. So, I'm gonna not do the rest of them in full length, but I will recap all of them in quick fire fashion for you. No opinion, no swearing, no dick pics, no opinion, no style, no opinion, no opinion, no talking, no awesome fucking, always apologise, no slang, don't have balls, avoid dating. If you don't have it in you to respect your fellow man, you're not going to care about this stuff. If you do have it in you to respect your fellow man, you'd be best to just ignore this stuff. Having said that, it does end on a really good note. Basically, don't take yourself seriously, or too seriously at least. And at the end here it says, if you take nothing else away from these words, take this. Compassion is more useful than anger. Empathy is more rewarding than outrage. And a nice bit of... well, let's ignore that one. But if you read this and take this advice, this is great. This is fantastic. Just be yourself, be genuine, be nice, and be excellent to each other. What this article doesn't do is tell you how to be better for you. Everyone is individual. That's the problem with these things. It lumps everyone together, even the people that they're advocating for. Everyone's sectioned off. And reality's not like that. You have to be best for yourself and those around you, and not have the overriding need to tell other people what to do. Focus on being the best you, and let other people be the same.
That's why all that I want is all the light that shines in my garden and shows all I might have. All that we have is all of our lives and all of the magic running rapid inside it. All that we do is just keep closing our eyes and closing our minds and living inside our fears.